Welcome to the Cattlemen, your American Highland Cattle Association podcast. And I'm your host, Seth King. And you're stuck with me today. This is a solo episode. I'm going to break down a few events that we've got coming up and kind of highlight some things. Just wrap up the 2025 year and look forward to a few things that we've got going in 2026 with the association. I've already tried several attempts at recording this episode, but my phone's rang a few times and I've screwed up a few times, so bear with me here. We're going to get through this solo episode. The first thing I'd like to do is give a shout out to everyone involved in the new website. The new ACA website has been released. It is super user friendly. There's about every feature and tool on there that you could ever need. So definitely check that out. That's at highlandcattleusa.org. And we're just going to kind of run through some of the features of that real quick. But I did want, again, to give a huge shout out to everybody that worked on the website, that was involved with the committee to get that established and set up. You guys did an awesome job. My understanding is there were emails on emails on emails involving, all the background work with the website. So thank you guys. If you see someone out there that worked on the website, a committee member, someone that was involved, give them a big high five or a hug and tell them thank you for all their hard work, because the website looks fantastic. So, like I said, I'm doing a solo episode and you're stuck with me. So I'm going to be kind of scrolling through the website here, looking at my notes. Bear with me. So the website, again, highlandcattleusa.org. If you go to the homepage, there's helpful resources, registration and transfers. There's the herd book, the mission statements on there, the history of ACA's on there, and then there's featured events. There's other things. You can go in there. There's breed resources. There's a for sale page. I think there's 4 pages of animals on there that are for sale. There's a lot of information on this new website, and it looks good too. So definitely check that out. And again, if you see somebody that worked on the website, give them a big old hug. Tell them thank you. Slap them on the back. They deserve it. They did a great job, and I know it was a lot of hard work and time and hours spent getting this developed. So one of the big events we've got coming up is the National Western Stock Show. That's coming up in January. So moving on to that, next month, January 2026, our podcast episode is going to be with Heather Bailey. She is on the committee for this event. She's one of 4 people, and those committee members are listed on the website. You can go on there if you need to contact somebody, get a hold of somebody. There's a lot of detail on there as far as signing up, showing up. I think a lot of those deadlines have passed as far as entries and whatnot. But if you're going, you already know that as far as going with cattle. Now, if you just want to go and check it out, it is one of the best events featuring Highland cattle. There is a lot to do. There's a vendor fair. There's a show. There's a sale. You can walk through the barn. I've said it before, the Highland Barn's one of the most informative and fun things to do, just walking through the barn. There's always somebody to talk to. There's always somebody to sit down with. And, if you're just getting into Highlands, people are always willing to answer questions. You can pick people's brains. It's a really cool event if you want to show, but also if you just want to get into cattle, Highland cattle, or cattle in general, I guess. But, we're here for the Highlands. So as far as the show goes, the show is January 23rd. The sale is January 24th. And if you go to the show, you have to go to the sale. The sale is super fun. Um, it's exciting. I think last year was the highest. Um, I'm probably gonna say this wrong. The highest amount brought in, highest selling animals. I think to date, and I believe this year's projected to be even better. Check it out. It's super exciting. It's fun. Get you a number, even if you're not gonna buy a cow. Get a number, stick it in your hat. Just makes you feel, it makes you feel good, like you could throw your hand up if you really wanted to. So the actual dates are January 21st through the 26th, but the show is the 23rd and the sale is the 24th. And like I said, if you're going to the show, go to the sale. It is a good time. Um, there is a banquet. I'm not going to get into a ton of detail because, like I said, I think I mentioned Heather Bailey is going to be the January 2026 interview, and she's going to go into depth on what we can expect from the National Western Stock Show and Sale, as well as the banquet. So she's going to get a lot more detail. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail, but there is a banquet to follow. The banquet is a blast. Tons of good food. It's a really good time to just meet people and network. There, a couple years ago when I went there, we were sitting at round tables, and so you get to sit with other breeders and pick their brains and just talk and meet, and it's just a good time. It's a good time. There's awards. Awards are given out. That's always fun. So definitely plan on going to that too. And I believe there's a link on here to where you can inquire about that and purchasing tickets and so forth. It's at info@highlandcattleusa.org is where you can inquire about that. There's also hotel reservations. There is the Denver Marriott Westminster is the hotel, and that is where. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's where ACA is reserving rooms for individuals who want to stay there. I think Kimber and I are going to stay there this year. We've stayed at other hotels in the past, and we're excited about staying there this year. It's just a good time to hang out. I think it says somewhere on the website the bar's open till 10, so it's just a good time to hang out with people and get to know people, see old friends, whatever the case might be. There's parking information if you're bringing a trailer, so on and so forth. So like I said, I'm not going to get into a ton of details, but check those details out in the meantime, and then look forward to January 2026 episode in a month when we talk to Heather Bailey, and she will have a lot more information and details that's actually accurate. She knows what she's talking about. So with that said, look forward to that for sure. Just a few more details. This is going to be a short episode. Like I said, we're just kind of wrapping up the year and looking forward to what we've got coming here. Kimber and I will be doing a few interviews at the Northwest, at the stock show. One of those is going to be with our current ACA president, Diane Clark. I did want to give a shout out to her. I just really appreciate her encouragement and support of the podcast and the education committee. And, it means a lot to get that type of support. But look forward to her interview. We're also shooting for at least a couple more interviews at the stock show, which we'll release later on in the year. So if you see us there, say hi. We're always open to ideas, comments, concerns, critiques. This podcast is for you guys, so we want to make sure that we are releasing information that you guys want to know, that we're picking people's brains that you want to hear from. So definitely look forward to a few of those podcasts. And then as far as this podcast goes, I just want to thank everybody, thank the listeners, the guests that we've had on. I know it is difficult at times to, find time in your schedules. And it's busy. I mean, spring, summer, fall, winter, it's all busy if you've got cattle. I mean, if you've got cattle, usually for us, wintertime, it slows down, but then you get slammed by a snowstorm and you're trying to get bedding down, and then you got a bull that jumps over a gate and breaks a gate, and there's always something going on. So I get it. And I guess I'm saying that as a thank you to all of our guests who've been on this year. I see you, and I understand it is a big part of your schedule to be able to sit down and talk with us. And I just really appreciate that. We do have a few changes coming up with the podcast in 2026. Just minor changes, things we're working on. I wanted to give a shout out to the education committee. You guys are awesome. Thank you for your support and always contributing, and helping with the podcast. If you guys have, if listeners have any comments, critiques, ideas in the meantime, if you don't see us at one of the shows, shoot us an email. It's podcast@highlandcattleusa.org, and that contact is usually at the end of each podcast. So definitely hit us up if you have ideas, for people that you want, you think would be a good interview, people that you'd like to hear from. Definitely shoot us an email and let us know. We're always trying to make the podcast better, get better information and more information out to you guys. With that said, just thank you. Thanks again as we wrap up this year. Stay warm out there. Keep the bedding dry. And we'll see you at the National Western Stock Show. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day. And we look forward to seeing you out there. All right.